I'd now like to give the floor to Mr. Murphy for the Confederal Group of the European United Left, Nordic Green Left.
Barroso, Mr. Van Ρομπάι, I have to say I marvel every time that you can keep a straight face when you say that our strategy is starting to work, when you talk about job-creating growth, when the strategy that you are pursuing, which is an onslaught on people's living standards, an onslaught on society in Greece, has resulted in the highest level of unemployment across the EU since the introduction of the euro, 25 million people, when it's resulted in a contraction of the eurozone at the end of 2011, and when you want to institutionalise synchronised austerity right across Europe with your fiscal treaty, but at the same time you like to talk about growth. It was Winston in George Orwell's 1984 who wrote that freedom is the freedom to say that 2 plus 2 makes 4. So let me say clearly that trying to meet the structural deficit targets under Article 3, trying to meet the debt reduction targets under Article 4 of this treaty, equals savage austerity across Europe. It means €5.7 billion worth of extra cuts and taxes in Ireland, tens of billions across the eurozone. It means, without economic growth, repayment to the bondholders of €4.5 billion in principal repayments on top of the interest in Ireland, over €100 billion across the eurozone. It does not mean growth. It means more unemployment. It means a worsening crisis. It means worsening public services, worsening working conditions. Because of this, the government's only argument in Ireland in this debate is based on fear. The centrepiece of their scaremongering is the clause which is inserted into the new ESM treaty, which says that only countries that sign up to this permanent austerity can access the ESM funds. So can I ask you a direct question for which I would like an answer? How did this blackmail clause come to be inserted into the new ESM treaty? Who proposed this blackmail clause? Did the Irish government raise any objection to the creation of a stick that is simply there to beat the Irish people with, to try and get us to vote for permanent austerity? Finally, isn't it the case that the amendment to the Treaty on the Functioning of the EU to allow the ESM to come into being has still not been ratified by the Member States, and therefore, if the Irish Government is serious about a fair and free debate without this threat hanging over our heads, then it has the power to refuse to ratify and allow this ESM Treaty to come into being unless the clause is removed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murphy. And now for the EFD, Mr. Farage.